traders, Okana here. I'm going to talk about how you can fix your strategy, how you can troubleshoot your binary option strategy. The first problem for many beginners is that they ditch one strategy after just a few attempts, maybe a few trades or a few weeks at best, and they jump from strategy to strategy and they never seem to understand what the problem really is. Sometimes the strategy could be good, the trader who is using it is not good. Sometimes the strategy is just awful and you're wasting your time. So for example, if the strategy is using more than 3 indicators, I usually say ditch it, or at least ditch a few of the indicators and try to see which ones you can be without. If you have 2 oscillators, then maybe you're good with just one of the oscillators. As an example, like you have RSI and stochastic, and then you have moving averages, and then maybe you even have a MACD. So now you have multiple oscillators. You don't need that many. Maybe you're fine with just using the RSI or just using the stochastic and the moving averages. So you're trying to reduce the number of indicators. And another problem could be that you're just looking at a wrong time frame. Yes, it could be the time frames. It could be that you're focusing on one time frame. For example, let's take a look at this chart here. Now, when I came here this morning, the chart was like this. Okay, so first thing I saw was that price was moving down. So, I mean, it's obvious to think that, hey, maybe I should take a put option here because the market is in a downtrend. So maybe some of you would have jumped in, said, okay, it seems to be overbought, let's go short it for the day. But then this is also a part of troubleshooting your strategy, is to check out different time frames. So then I went on to the 4-hour time frame, and look what you see here. You immediately recognize a big uptrend, price is going up, and if you would draw your trend line here, you see price is in a strong uptrend, and shorting this asset right now is not the smartest thing to do. And also you would recognize a divergence. This is what we call a divergence of indicators. You can see here that on the 4-hour time frame, price was pretty much oversold, signaling a buy signal, which is more correct. If you look at the overall big trend here is bullish, and signaling a buy seems to be a more correct decision rather than going a put option and shorting the pair. You can see that here the stochastic is in divergence because on the 1-hour time frame it says signals a sell, or as we also say, a put option. So that's where multi-time frame analysis come in. You might see something on the hourly that might actually not be correct, and you might see a nice trend on the 5-minute time frame that you can trade higher lows, or so you're gonna have to check multiple time frames and pay attention to the divergence of indicators. All indicators are gonna give you false signals if you focus too much on the indies and jump in at oversold, overbought positions. You don't want to do that. You want to focus on the price action, and even price action changes because there are new sellers, new buyers in the market that move the market, new institutions, for example, and new trading habits. And price can have different levels it likes to visit, different times for reversing, different trends, and different volume, different volatility. So you want to study that too, and the best thing to do is to look at the candlesticks, look at the price, measure the candlesticks, and don't stare yourself blind at some indicators all the time. So that's how you can troubleshoot a strategy, by looking at the bigger picture, doing your analysis correctly, and reducing the number of indicators, so in which way you will be forcing yourself to look at the price action, look at the candlesticks and see what's going on, and you will have to look at different time frames, and that way you're going to improve any strategy that you use because you will rely more on what's going on here rather than some lagging indicator. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.